Who are those people that fought for independence?
Yes.
They don't even know them. And when you don't know all those things, it will affect your behavior, your character.
Please appeal to government to reintroduce history.
I want to say that. I think, yes, let's introduce history in our schools.
I think recently
it will help us.
I read they just introduced that back to the schools.
Okay,
history has been introduced.
Yeah,
so wonderful. God will continue to support this government.
Yes,
if that is true, it means
they did a review. They did a review and they felt it is very pertinent to bring back history into the curriculum, especially from the primary, secondary schools, where people can learn from
that one is enough.
People.
Very well.
I think one of other things that
Reverend is talking. I want him to land first, please.
Also, thank you so much. I also want to ask the church and the mosque. Can we focus more so on family life? Because the small family is what made the society. If the family is good, the society is going to be good. Can we spend more time with our children? There are parents who are paying school fees of their children they do not know. They pay school fees, but they don't know those children. They don't have time for them. Because before the children will wake up in the morning, they have gone. Before they return, the children have gone to bed. Who is raising them? Are you raising your children for God, or you are raising your children for the devil? And the verses we are seeing today is as a result of people who are not raising their children for God. And then they are creating problem. And then finally it's to our political leaders. You know, you are appointed, elected to serve us, not to serve your stomach. And the moment you are serving your stomach, you are destroying the system, you are destroying development. So therefore, I want to encourage our leaders, serve the people who elected you. And then this country, we are the most populous black nation in the world. In other words, for every black person you see in the world, every 4 black people you see, one of them is Nigerian because of population. That's how huge we are. And then we must not create problem for our world. Let's do what is right. Let this nation be where it's supposed to be. We have resources, but some people are amassing for their own selfish interest. And that's what is killing us. And God will help us.
God will help us. I think you want to say something? Or
I just want to also add that both the parents, the religious institutions and faith-based organizations and the government must carry out what we call or engage in what we call human capital investment.
Human capital investment. Okay. When
you fail to invest in your youth, if you look at the population of Nigeria, close to about 55% of our population are the youth. And what is happening here and there, kidnapping, insurgency, and so on, these are as a result of us neglecting that aspect of our population. So there must be what we call an integrated effort. Both government, the religious institutions, and those who has the means to bring up resources to build the capacity of our youth, ensuring that they are ready to actually take development to another level. Otherwise, it will be difficult.
It will be difficult. But what do we do? The government in every level now is either Muslim or Christian.
Yes.
Will you be telling them that, will you even not challenge them that, are you happy the way we are?
Yes, that would be our responsibility as religious leaders, that telling them the truth that they are not leading us very well. And then, so that they may, because of that, leave your church or leave your whatever, but it doesn't matter, but speak the truth. And very, very important. I think all of us leaders, we should correct the people that are in government that are following us, that we are their pastors, we are their imams. We should correct them and let them know that everything does not end here on earth. Because one day they're going to stand before God. Because in our own climb here, in other countries, they are responsible. They are servants of the people. But for us in Nigeria, they are our God, they are our boss here. But let them know that one day they're going to stand before God to be judged. And they give account of their life.
I'm afraid with Reverend. You are making me to be afraid because...
And that is the truth.
Each time you talk more of death, and reward of death.
Yes.
Because I believe that is the only thing that is certain. We have been living in this world now.
Yes.
I think the oldest in Nigeria should be 150, 200 years. Now, some people have been there before those ones were born.
That's right.
They have died. Where are they? I think that is the question the Reverend is saying, that where we are going is longer than where we are. What are we going to use when we get to where we are going? Imam, what do we do?
Yeah, I think there's something that is missing that I need us to quickly connect back. The religious leaders, be it Muslim or Christian, first of all, we need to come together. Like what is just said. If, for instance, you come to my mosque, and I know you have done something that is wrong, and I need to tell you, I'm telling you the truth. And you go to, because I say, okay, I won't go to your mosque, I won't come to your mosque, I won't go to this church. Okay, I go to, if you go there and you get the same thing, right, and you go to the other church or you get the same thing, you'll be forced to look critically to what you are doing and change. So I feel that as religious leaders, we need first of all to work hand in hand. Muslim leaders, Christian leaders, we need to actually go away from this issue of I'm a Muslim.
No, let me give you an example. There is a church, I don't want to mention his name. It's the only church I know. I don't know what other ones that used to pray for Professor Loyede, who happens to be Secretary of Securities, the Registrar of JAM. It's a church, a pastor. Anytime I see him, he's always praying for him. I said, he's doing the right thing. So if all of us were to appreciate ourselves, not based on religious sentiments. If you see something that is doing something right, let him know and you support wherever he's coming from. Not just because you are not the one doing it, it's not your people that are doing it, you have to bring them down. I think that is the point you are trying to raise.
We need to actually, you see, if a Christian is doing something that is good, as Muslim, let's celebrate him. Let's commend him. If let's support him. If a Muslim is doing something, don't say because he's a Muslim. No, I'm a Christian. No. This is, you see, when you talk about development, you look about common ground. You don't look at your differences. In Nigeria, we look at differences and we play up more of our differences. And that is why we are having all this problem. We know what is right. We know what is needed to be developed. We are all educated. We are all exposed. We say this when we see ourselves. But when we get back to our various constituencies, we do something different. So and we see Muslim as our enemy. We see Christian as our enemy. In as much we remain in this level, we would continue to be underdeveloped. Will not be developed until go abroad. You will see a Muslim. I can go to I've been to a church and I told the pastor I want to pray and he said, Imam, you can. Okay, the last Juma we prayed in Washington DC. Washington DC. Do you know what I'm saying? Yes. We actually prayed Juma
inside the church.
In the church, we prayed in the church. The church themselves provided us space for Juma service on Friday.
You didn't conclude it. They also gave us food after the prayer.
After the prayer. They fed us lunch after prayer. So if we can, that's why you see they keep on developing and we are still struggling to catch up with them. So until we are able to take ourselves to that level, brothers and sisters in religion will have no place in development.
No, we'll continue to be majority with minority status.
Exactly.
We just have to understand that we are lucky. I always look at Nigeria with what God has provided for us. If you are thinking of Christian, the best of Christian, and I always tell people, I do not know whether you know, the last thing when they wanted to appoint the Pope, we have two Nigerians who are not just qualified, they will have been Pope.
That's right.
The two of them are this. It has never happened, I don't know, in the history of Catholicism.
It has never.
Yet Nigeria, only Nigeria, two
at that
not
level.
Just one, at that level, qualified to be Pope. In Saudi Arabia, we have leaders in that country that are from Nigeria. Everything they want to do, they're from Nigeria. If you go to US, there are so many things that are being done that those who are doing it are actually Nigerians.
Exactly.
How do we now bring all these things into table? So that what you have, you contribute. What I have, I contribute. What he has, he contributes. And at the end of the day, we make it. I think one thing we also need to understand, if Nigeria, if we are settled for just 10 years,
10 years
the Muslims see Christian as his friend, as his brother, as his supporter, and vice versa. Believe me, I do not know of that country in the world that can beat us. How do we work together bravely?
Because if we are going to work together, we need to love one another. And that is the point. Jesus said, will you know that you are my followers when you love one another? And the Bible also talks about loving your neighbor as yourself. We know the story of the Good Samaritan that shows that who is your neighbor? The person you can help, the person you can support, the person you can encourage, the person that is dying that needs something that you can give. The thing that divides us, the moment you put those things aside, and then we concentrate on those things that unite us, and those things there are very many. Let's remove those things that separate us, and then focus on.
Let us remove those things that separate us, and focus on, conclude that, and focus on
what brings us together as human beings. Humanity before religion.
Humanity before religion. I think that's a good one. We have to understand it that humanity before religion. And when you are able, it means you have put God forward.
Yes.
When Moses was asking about God, he was looking at a mountain. God told him, inasmuch as you are seeing that mountain, you cannot see me. Yeah. So until when you are close your heart from seeing the mountain to know everything that you are seeing is actually God. That's what God is telling him. What you are seeing is God. Until when you are able to open your eyes and what you see is God. And that is when we can also move on. We thank you for being part of this program today. And that we know that when we invite you next other time, you will join us. Please, and Imam, we're also grateful for your effort, for your thinking, for your support. May God, in His infinite mercy, continue to support the two of you too. We appreciate you. This might be the little we can have for today. Until when we meet next week, same time, same station. My name is to remain Imam Fuad Adeyemi, saying bye-bye.
My dear party members, there comes a time when all good people must not only speak, but rise up and get involved in the task of improving their society. The need has never been greater than now for all Nigerians to actively contribute to the all-important task of nation building by bringing about good leadership and governance. For most citizens, their greatest weapon is their vote. Register now for your party and register when the time comes for elections. Political parties are the main vehicles under our laws through which citizens can participate in the ideals and practices of our democracy. As we have seen happening around the world, good citizens join political parties and use them to bring about the changes they desire. I am therefore endorsing the nationwide membership registration and the revalidation exercise embarked upon by our party, the All Progressive Congress. I call on patriotic Nigerians to come out during the exercise, which starts on the 26th of January, and avail themselves of the opportunity to join the APC. Thank you, and may God bless our country.